Okay, so I'm going to explain to the sample project with the guidance of the IT auditing books. First of all, I'm really sorry if the background there is some noises in here because in my home my Wi-Fi connection is not stable. Okay, so we just goes into the first one, which is the input controls. So we can see from the book, from the input controls and from the PPT, we need to test the credit procedures. We need to test the data or the ITF for dummy customer accounts. In that, we can just make the AR and just analyze. For example, the easiest one is maybe to just examine the sequence. For example, the date or the number or the ref. We just do the number for now. Okay, we can see that there is actually 10 sequence error in this case in the AR table. Okay, so there is the controller there. Next one, we can validate the control, testing the logic of a validation program, of however representing a significant undertaking. So there is we can just validate which whether the AR is validation or not. So therefore, we just see from the sequence as well, and because we already did that, so we're just going to move on. So the first table that the book gave us is actually so the picture of the ACL figure 9.7. We can see that in here is the view of the AR table. Okay, so the next one which is the figure 9.8 is the testing batch control, which is the profile, total, and count. Okay, so to do the profile, we just go to the AR, go to the statistical, and go to the profile. And we click on the amount, and we can see that the data is actually the same in here. Okay, so just let me pin that. Also, the next one is the total. It's easy enough, like the profile. Just go to analyze total fields and then click the amount, and we can see that it is the same amount. Okay, can pin that also. Okay, and the last one is the count. We just count records, but actually it's already counted here. On the bottom left, you can see that the records is 772 records counted. Okay, so that's done in the input controls. Moving on to the process controls. Okay, actually in the process controls, it's more physical controls, and you can see the testing access controls, testing variable controls, and actually in this review control, there's no actual specific examples whether in the sample project. So therefore, we just need to, for example, using this, we can check the control, and then can go to physical control as well, segregation duties, supervision, independent verification, testing physical control, and more. Okay, so the next one we have the output controls. So in the output controls, we can actually just see the listing, which is if there's an error listings, testing the output controls, and then unique transaction identifier. For example, in this, we can see that there is the ref number, there is the date. Just the auditor just make sure that there is all of these things and the errors. Okay, you can just examine the sequence as well. If there is errors, in this case there is 10, as I mentioned before. So therefore, the manager can resubmit the error listing, which is the ref number here. Okay, so moving on into the understanding the data, which is the verify. We can just go to the wait a moment. I forgot. I'm so sorry. Okay, go to the data and then use the verify. And actually, there is no data validity error in this detected. However, if we go to the inventory, if we go to the data and then we go verify the unit cost, for example. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's zero data validity error like that. So both AR and the inventory is actually the same on the verify. Okay, so the next after understanding data, we need to see the accuracy and also the completeness of this sample project. Okay, so the first one, I think in the book we have the we have the satisfy. Okay, so it's simple enough. We just go to the AR, and then we just go to stratify, and then the minimum in here is minus 1000, and the maximum is 5549.19. Just put that in there, and then the interval is 10 as usual. So we just click on the mount, and then we get the stratify. So therefore we can see that the table below minus 1000 there is 20, and then so on, and we can see that from the table in my sample project ACL is the same at the IT auditing book. Okay, moving on into the duplications. Uh, duplication. Oh, so sorry. So we go to the filter first. So if we want to check for negative invoice amounts, we just go to the filters. We just click here, and then click the amount, and then, for example, less than 0, yeah, because it's the wait a moment, zeros, not a negative number, so just yes, less than 0, just click OK, and then hold a minute, hold on. Yep, we can see that from the trans amount, it is all oops. Yeah, it's all of the trans amount is the negative one, so we can actually filter that for the negative invoice amounts. The next ones we need to review invoice and shipping. So we need to see whether the ACL AR have duplicates and gaps or missing items. Can see that just click the analyze, and then we click look for gaps, and then just click on the wait. You can see that from here we just see if there is a gap on. Oopsie. I think we just the amount and the ref number. Okay, you can see that there is this gap from 10,000 to 12,294, and so on. Actually, we have the different version on the book, so the visual is actually different. Okay, so there's the gaps, and then now the duplicates. The duplicates is simple enough also. Just click on here. Oh. Okay. Okay, so we need to enter okay. Wait, hold up. I think we have I'm confused a little bit. I'm sorry. Oh, just to screen. Okay. Oh, it's the one. Oops. I'm so sorry for the delay. So make sure to screen, and then just put ref. Okay, there we go. So we can see that in each one, the ref number, for example, the number 1, 34526X, so we have 5 numbers, so on and so on. There's lots of here, and it's actually cut off, and yeah, there's actually a lot more. Okay, so the next one is ACL join to review the line items and the inventory. So we can actually go to the inventory, and we can actually go to the trails table, and I actually already done this. So we can on the AP trans, we can put another table or another row, which is the unit cost. Okay, so which is the unit cost, and then the inventory we actually have the unit cost as well. So we just link them together, and then we click finish, and after that we can check whether whether the unit cost is the same in the inventory and also the accounts payable trends. Okay, so we can check examine sequence and check the unit costs. We can see here there is actually 10 items or 10 sequence error detected, and yeah, so there is actually a control for the auditors to check whether the inventory and the AP trends, which is can review the last items and also the inventory, which is matched or not. Okay, the moving on to the next next is the existence. Okay, so the first one is create an AR listing for sales chance, and if listing is not provided, okay, it's just simple enough. We just create a filter and actually already make a filter. In this case, we just make the filter so it listed per customer, so we can see that the number customer here, count here, so it's easy enough. And then we can join or relate the customer file. We can see that just click click here, click here, and then we can relate the table. Okay, so I'm going to add the table with the customer. So sorry for the background noises. Okay, so the customer, just click here, and then we can just link this together. Okay, finish. And then we can check whether there is any difference. Okay, you can see that there is no difference on the number of the customer. Okay, so the next one is actually the AR listing per customer classify. Okay, because we already made this, just classify amount, and then we get this, all of this greatness. Just the classify. Wait, I think there is. Okay, so there's not. I think there's no example on the book as well. It's just HK. Okay, so the classify in here, you can see that there is the percent amount, percent of field, and interest amount. Okay, so moving on into the last existence, which is the ACL sample. So it's easy enough also. I already actually made the IR sample interval and IR sample random. So to do that, we just go to the sample, and then we go to the sample records, and then if we want to do the sample on interval, we can just click this fixed interval, and there is actually MUS and also the chord, and these two is make a difference. So the MUS can for example, we already made the, I think it's 10,000 here, so the above, okay, so above 10,000 we have 1 2 3 8 until 17, and below the 10,000 we have 1 until 7. Okay, so moving on to the evaluation and allocation, because we are running out of time. Going to the next one is the age. Just easy as well. Just go to the AR, and then we click on the analyze, and then we click on age, and then make sure it's due and the cutoff date, because we have a different version, I think, in this. And just click the end of the 2000 year 2000, then click OK. Okay, we can check whether the table is the same format or not, because actually we have the different version. So yeah, you can see that the days is pretty similar. Yeah, so just see the count is same. However, the days and the count is different because we have the different sample project data from the book. And I think that's it for this sample project for the revenue cycle. So I think that's it. Sorry if there is any noise and if there is mistakes of this in this video, and that's it. Thank you very much for listening.